What's up, man? Welcome back, and ladies, welcome back to the Clark Experience. This video is coming a little late. I didn't post yesterday. Today is actually Saturday. Busy day yesterday. A lot of work, a lot of paperwork. Basically the annoying stuff that nobody likes to do. I had to do it yesterday on a Friday, so. But I hope we're all having a good weekend. I hope we all had a good week. Kind of snowed a little bit this week. Not really, but it's just been cold for some reason where I am. But yeah, man, we're about what, 30 days into 2021. Tomorrow will be the last day of the month, so we're already through January. That is freaking bananas that we are already through January. That is crazy to me. But what I will say is that over the last 30 days, going on 31 tomorrow, I hope that you have had a very successful month, a very thriving month, and I hope you keep it going into February. February's a little shorter, but that doesn't change anything. Keep going on what you're doing and keep working. I know I'm trying. My biggest thing right now is being consistent with the gym. At some point, I like to go 5 days a week. Right now, I am struggling to do 4. I am thriving on 3 days. But that 4th day, I'm just like, oh, we'll see. So, my goal right now is 4 days a week straight. No breaks, no nothing. And then eventually 5 days a week. For those of y'all who work out 6-7 days a week, I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but I can't do that. So yeah, right here, if you see some ass kicking going on in the background, we got the old guard. I think that's a fitting episode for what we're gonna talk about today. Women whooping ass, because naturally we should be equally afraid of them as we are of men. But at the same time, you never know, because some men, a lot of men in this world, a lot of powerful men in this world are, there's something else. I think the last 4 years could have proved that to you. Men are something else. Men who act like babies are even worse. But, yeah, we're going to talk about women today. It should be fun, though. But, so, first of all, if you haven't watched The Old Guard with Charlize and everybody else, it's a good-ass movie. Go check it out. Especially if you like action. You can see it right there. Look at her. Busting their ass. It's a good movie. Go check it out. But in the meantime, I wouldn't say it's a throwback, but it's one that I haven't had in a while. I wouldn't say a while. I heard they had changed. I heard they had tasted different. So I wanted to give it a shot. Ooh, that was a terrible intro. Let's try it again. Boom. Fruity Pebbles with the boys. I know, I will say this. I have not had these in a while, so I have no idea. No, I won't say no idea. I haven't had them in a while. Obviously, I remember what they taste like. They're fruity, and they're Pebbles. So, it's breakfast time, which is perfect. I usually don't have cereal for breakfast. I usually have it for dessert. So now, I don't know what I'm going to have for dessert, because I had cereal today. But we'll see. You know what I might go do, though? I might go grab some Cold Stone. And I got this damn Under Armour hat on my head. It looks like a stocking. It looks so dumb. But I'm just going to wear it to the gym for now. I'm not going to wear it in public. Because I feel dumb as shit wearing it right now. Because it looks so weird. But anyway. So, go get you a box. But let me tell you a little something about these. And in comparison to, there is another cereal at your local grocery store called Fruity Dino Bites. Now, they don't come in a box. They come in one of those bags. When you go to Walmart or Food Lion or Kroger or whatever grocery store you go to, it's those bags of cereal that you see right before the boxes. And there's a Fruity Dino Bites. Now, personally, I think those are about 5 times better than these. Now, some people may disagree, But I feel like the people that are disagreeing have not had the fruity dino bites. So I will say this: if you like these, go try the dino bites and then compare the two. I will say 8 times out of 10, you are going to put these back on the shelf and go get your dino bites. Now, dino bites are more expensive for some reason. I don't know why. Same amount of stuff in the bag. I think it's the brand, but they cost more. So we don't need to do a smell taste. We don't need to do a smell test for these. We don't got to do a taste test for these. We just gonna pour these right in the bowl because 1, I'm hungry, and 2, we already know what they taste like. But if you aren't familiar with, well, I want to talk about women today because there's a guy. I'm gonna eat all these, by the way, so I'm not gonna make a full bowl like I usually do, but I'm gonna eat all of them. First of all, and they get soggy fast, so you really gotta crank through these bad boys. But there's this football player, well, no, ex-football player now, named Chad Wheeler, who was accused of beating the F out of his girlfriend to the point where he was surprised that he was still alive. Now, I'm gonna tell you a little something about me when it comes to women. This is not me saying this just to, get on the side or, this is how I've always felt. Literally my entire life. I have always felt that women are just as capable, if not more, just as capable in the majority of the time, more capable than men. And a lot of things that men do that men think women can't do. You know what I'm saying? The things that men think women can't do, 9 times out of 10, women are better at it. They just don't do it. Like school. As a teacher, I see it firsthand. Girls are literally way smarter than boys. Boys are dumb. Unless they put in the effort, girls are just more academically inclined than boys. I get accused of it all the time at work by my students. They're like, why do you always help the girls more? Why do all the girls hang out with you? Or why do you choose to go to the girls first when they ask for help? Well, first of all, I don't want to say their names, but such and such, the girls are the only ones who ask for help. The boys literally spend all their time doing God knows what. The girls are the only ones who are answering questions. Obviously, there's maybe 1 or 2 boys in the class who actually give a damn, but 9 times out of 10, the majority of the class is working and actively participating and doing work are the girls. And I naturally assume that carries forward in adulthood. Women are just more motivated than men. Men just want that quick, easy, I want this money now, and I don't want to work as hard to get it. Where women out here busting their ass 24/7 to get the same shit men are getting. Because of what? So, obviously that story, hit me. With the way I feel about women, I would say that I'm not a feminist, but I would say I toe the line. I'm not out here, I won't say I'm a feminist because I've seen feminists and I've, experienced it, and I'm not that. But I will advocate for women to the day I die. And that's for real. I will always advocate for women. I think women can do it just as good a job as president as a man. Probably better. You never know. I don't think being a woman should disqualify you from anything. And again, I know it sounds like I am trying to win some women over, but that's literally how I think. This is not me, trying to kiss women's asses. I literally feel this way. I feel like women are, much more inclined, and, I just don't agree with the fact that, to this day, women are being put in this box, still having to jump through hoops to break that ceiling. I don't get it, But that story obviously bothered me because I used to work in domestic violence. I used to be a domestic violence counselor, and I've seen it so many. I saw it a lot. I would teach domestic violence treatment classes, and what I can tell you, I taught classes 3 days a week, 3 different classes, 3 different groups of men. Let me tell you, when I say, all of them are innocent. According to them, every single person in that room should not have been there. Imagine that, right? None of them shouldn't have been in there. Now, I will say that there are cases where a woman either lies that, he hit them, or they embellish and exaggerate the story. I will say that I have seen that too. So I will never say that that's not true. I will say that I have seen that there are circumstances where a woman can just literally call the police and say that her husband or boyfriend hit them, and they will show up and take him straight to jail. No questions. And that's why, you have to be careful with something like that, domestic violence. Because a woman can literally call the police and say that her husband hit them, and he will go straight to jail. So not only does a woman have to be prepared for that, but a man has to be prepared for that. You have to this, but this also goes back to knowing who you are getting involved with, for men and women. If you see even the first sign of a man may potentially hit you, me personally, he needs to go. You need to leave him right now. I'm leaving the cereal right now. He's just sitting here by himself. Let me get some of this. That's my personal opinion. If you get an inkling of a man you think he would hit you at some point in your relationship, you need to go ahead and end that right now. Because if you think he will, he will. Now, these aren't better than Dino Bites, but they still good. I ain't putting enough milk in here. But damn, these are still good. That's crazy. And they're gluten-free, whatever that is. So please, if you are gluten-free, in the comment section, please tell me what gluten is. Still don't know. Sounds made up. But these are good. But yeah, if you're with somebody and you even think there's a chance that they might put their hands on you, like I said, I think you personally should leave that relationship right now. If you don't want to leave it right now, you better keep a close ass eye on it. Because you may get that feeling once. Okay, he scared me a little bit, but it was nothing. If it happens again, then yes, it's time for you to go. Me personally, if I was a woman and I even got the inkling that somebody's gonna put their hands on me, I can see it in his eyes that if I pissed him off enough, he would smack the shit out of me. I would not be in that relationship anymore. No matter how much I love that person. Absolutely not. There's no point. And it makes sense to leave them now because you're going to leave them the minute they put their hands on you anyway. So why not just cut out the middleman, right? Why not save a bunch of BS and just leave that person, because you know, you can see it in their eyes that they're not mentally together up here. They're not stable up here. They will put their hands on you given the opportunity, or if you make them mad enough. So I would just leave it alone. You know what this hat looks like? You ever seen the Smurfs? And they had the Smurf with the red hat? That's what I look like right now. the Smurf with the red hat. But anyway, I think that obviously there are cases where, you know, men have to defend themselves, right? She's coming at you with a knife. She's going to look for a gun. There's a gun in the house, and she's headed straight to where, you know, there's a gun in the house. You know exactly where the gun is, and she's headed straight for it. Those are the instances where, you know, you may have to get physical, but none of those are excuses to, you know, beat the shit out of her. If she has a knife, restrain her. She's going to get a gun, restrain her. Stop her from going to get it. I felt like my life was in jeopardy. How? Just grab her arms. You know, she may get a little bruised a little bit, but I think we will all take the latter of, you know, as opposed to getting stabbed or shot. You know, but I never think that there's any type of situation to where you put your hands on a woman, right? And again, this is me coming from a domestic violence standpoint. As a male standpoint, you know, I think honestly the only exception is if she's a trained UFC fighter or boxer. Oh, excuse me. Ooh. A trained UFC fighter or a boxer or any kind of fighting or martial arts she's professionally trained in. I think that may be a moment to defend yourself, because if you do not, she's gonna whoop your ass. So, I really think that's, I think anybody would agree that that is literally the only circumstances that applies. Any other circumstance, restrain. But if she's a professional fighter, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. But again, don't try to beat the shit out of her. Just, you know, out of self-defense. But no man should ever beat the woman, to beat their partner or any woman to the point where you thought she was not even alive. Over what? If I'm not mistaken, the report said he beat her because she wouldn't bow down to him. Now, I'm certain that this young man forgot what year he's in and what century he's in, expecting the woman to bow down to him. We are in 2021, still fresh off of 2020, a year of, not even a year, it's been a while, you know. You know, independent women are a thing, and it has been and will always be and will continue to be, because that's another thing I will always support, is a woman being independent and having her own money. Because I think that's the dumbest thing you could ever do, is rely on a man for your money. Right? Because the minute he takes it away, or the minute you piss him off and he takes it away, that's a problem, right? I think every woman should have their own money. I think every man should have their own money. I think everything should be separate. And if you are in a good relationship, it doesn't matter if it's separate, right? You don't need joint accounts. Because if you're in a good relationship, you'd be like, oh, hey, can I get this? Bam, Cash App. If you got the same bank account, transfer, boom. You don't need a joint account. You know, we don't have a joint account. Me and my old lady, we don't have one. If she need money, boom, I send it to her. No question, right? She don't need to know what I'm spending it on. First of all, I ain't spending it on nothing, you know? Besides anything over here. Video games, stuff for my businesses, all of that. That's where our money goes. But it doesn't matter though, because I don't need to keep track. I mean, and that's the type of thing you gotta think about. You know, you wanted to keep track of your partner's spending. You want to keep track of what they're doing, where they're going. I feel like there's a whole other issue of trust there. You know, that's something that you guys need to work on. You know, I don't need to keep track of her spending. You know, but that just comes from knowing your partner too. I know what she's spending her money on. Food. Food and a dog. That's what she spends her money on. And McDonald's every morning. She think I don't know. I know she go to McDonald's every morning. She sucks at hiding the bags. But yeah, I think, you know, this is just a time, not a time, where we're just in I would say a decade, heading into a new decade. We were in a decade of women being independent, having their own shit, having their own money, having their own drive, and you should not rely, and this is me, partners in general, you should never rely on your partner for anything, right? You should want them to be there. I want you here, I don't need you here type vibes, right? And that goes both ways. You know, I want you here, I love that you're here, but you should never need anybody with you. Women, you don't need to bow down to anybody. Men, you should not be expecting women to bow down to you. We ain't that great to be bowed down to anyway. Let's be honest, right? We are not that great to be bowed down to. Now, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 1,000 years ago, you know what I'm saying? We are not that great to be bowed down to. Let's be honest about that. If anything, it should be the other way around. Because let's be honest, everything we do in this world, everything men do in this world, spoiler alert ladies, everything we do in this world is for a woman. Let me tell you, men ain't waking up, showering, putting on the most expensive and best cologne, putting on the nicest clothes, the nicest pair of jeans they got, the coolest pair of socks they got, the freshest pair of shoes they got, the crispest black t-shirt, that's all I wear, the crispest black t-shirt you can find. We are not doing all that. Getting the fresh edge up, we are not doing that for us. For the single men, they are doing that for when they go out and they happen to run into a lady. For the men in relationships, we are doing it to make sure that you still like looking at us. We are going to make all this money so we can take a woman out. We are getting these nice cars so we can drive to take the woman out. Everything we do on this planet is for women. And the sooner that men realize that, we should be bowing down to y'all. For the most part. You know. But it should still always be equal. But I'm just saying, in the sense of bowing down, if that was an actual thing, it would be the other way around. Because everything we do and everything men do in this world is for a woman. Period. Even at a young age. We wanted to get fresh when we went to school. Not because it was school. It's because we knew the young girls was going to be at school. And they liked the boy that looked nice. You know, they don't date the raggedy boys. You know, it's been that way since the beginning of man. You watch them shows like Spartacus. You watch them Viking shows. Everything we do is for a woman. Period. And don't you ever think twice. So ladies, I just put y'all on something. I'm sure you probably already knew, but everything we do is for y'all. Don't ever believe a man and say he gets dressed nice up for him. He smells good for him. No, he don't. He smells good for you if you're in a relationship, or he smells good for them ladies he trying to go see at the mall, at the Haynes Mall, or the Galleria. So, look, I just went all off topic. Long story short, ladies, just be mindful of who you... Hold up. Had to come back in. His battery's dying. No, I forgot to charge it. What was I saying? Ladies, on a serious note, be mindful of who you're with. Be mindful of who you're dating. Above all, be mindful of the signs. If he looks sketchy, or he sounds sketchy, or you just see something in the glimpse of his eyes, that something don't look right up here, it's time for you to go. You know, because I would hate to see any of you in a situation that you need to be in, because you don't want to hurt him or break his heart. You know, no, leave. You're done with him. Fellas, don't put your hands on these ladies. Because again, we all know that we need them. Because that's what another thing I saw in my domestic violence classes. The majority of the men who put their hands on their women, they wanted them back. They left them, and they were like, "Oh, I want her back." And I'm sure some of them wanted them back so they can beat on them some more. More than likely for telling on them. But the men who actually took something from the class and the recovery process was good, they wanted them back because They want their partner back. Which really brings me back to what I said. Everything we do is to get the ladies. Everything we do is to either get a woman or get our woman back or to keep our woman. Nothing we do in this world is for anybody else. You know, these men you see on these movies and there's stuff in real life. You know, these high-powered men, they're not making all this money for them. They're making all this woman, making all this money so they can get bitches. So they can get these young whatever secretaries and forget about their wives so they can look at these dudes. If you look at, perfect example, Robert Kraft, he is the NFL owner for the Patriots, and the New England Patriots. Go look him up and look up his girlfriend. Look, this man is he's named on his death, he's on his deathbed, but he's old. And look at his girlfriend. She young. Bill Belichick, the head coach of the Patriots. Look at him, what he looked like, and go look at his girlfriend. That should tell you everything you need to know about why men in this world do what they do as far as making the money, getting that bread, getting that cheddar cheese, why we do it. These old men who make all this money want these young girls to cater to them and blah, blah, blah. We all do it for the women. So if that's the case, then men, we should treat these ladies a little better. Treat these ladies with equality. You know, treat them with respect. They can do just as much as we can do. And it's funny how we don't understand that yet. Because, again, we need them. Because everything we do is for them. And on that note, one thing we should also do for them is get them a box of Fruity Pebbles. Or get them a box of Fruity Dino Bites. But when we talk about Dino Bites, we talk about these. These are just as good. Now, I didn't want to stuff my face on camera because that just seems like, ugh. But I'm going to have a bowl of these. I only gave myself like a half a cup. We don't do that around here. I'm gonna give myself a whole cup this time when I get off the camera. So until then, get your girl a box of these Fruity Pebbles and keep your hands off her. Ladies, if you've seen this movie called Enough with J.Lo, if you gotta get to that point, go beat his ass. And on that note, yeah.